It has been a roller coaster. I have, in the last few days, I have moved completely out of my dorm room. Had to clean everything with the help of my brother. Had to clean everything, had to move everything out, had a minor meltdown the first day because I felt like I had to get it all done one day, and it was a process that was better suited to be a multiple day process. But yeah. And then I've been slightly sick for God knows what reason. I've been vomiting at night whenever I eat something after dinner. There, that's where it is. Stone and iron. Okay, I can do that. Okay, cool. Cool. All right, here we go. Oh, they finally got stone stairs, stone slab. Cool. Just regular stone stairs. It's cool. I don't know if I want to build out of like cobblestone, which would look better. I mean, I don't know. Let me do some experimentation here. I'm gonna want to remove, like, I need a shovel. A lot of this just material. Yeah, I can do that. Or cobblestone. Let's try out the cobblestone, because cobblestone is sort of the vibe I want to go for. But it's sort of the vibe I want to go for. But yeah, it's not fancy enough. I'm gonna have to go up there and like remove all of that because I don't like it. But what are some other things I can talk about? So I've been sick, vomiting, for no apparent reason. Maybe it's stress, maybe it's gastroparesis, maybe it's acid reflux, maybe it's a stomach bug, but I have no idea. And it doesn't worry me that much. Every so often I occasionally get like a stomach bug or I get a stomach bug, or I was having like gallbladder pains the other day, like earlier. Was it this semester or last semester? It was one of the last 2 semesters, and I was having pretty bad gallbladder pains. At least I thought they were gallbladder pains. And so like I was googling gallbladder diet. So I was eating very carefully, and then it went away, and then I went back to regular eating of everything and anything at any time of the day. I got no food filter, I guess. I want to get that down as well. That's annoying. Just those random blocks in the sky. Clouds my view of the sun. It does. Not really, but you know. I could pretend. There's this good comic. I don't know who it's by. It's called like Kingly, I think. I think that's what it's called. It's on Instagram, and it's really funny. And it has an art style that, like, the characters are very round and cartoonish, but they're endearing to look at, and I'd like to be able to, like, take from that character style and maybe incorporate it into like a project or something. Because they're very round but very unique characters, and I like it. Now, is that technically, I don't know. I've seen people complain that like people use Instagram for like inspiration for their art, and they end up like aping off, you know, other people's art styles. And it's like, yeah, that happens. But that's mainly what I use Instagram for, is to, well, I've done a couple pieces influenced by other, like the guy who does oil pastels, the Black Bean somebody. I did a piece that was using oil pastels, and I was like, oh, I sort of did this trying to mimic a certain style. Or, honestly, it wasn't really, his style was very different to what I was creating. And so I just sort of wanted to name drop to see if I'd like, yeah, that's another thing. I occasionally name drop and, you know, make art for the sake of, you know, gaining more followers, which it's kind of selling out, but nothing ever comes of it, really. Like, you know, well, I won't say it's totally for the sake of followers. Sometimes I see, like, I did a piece inspired by Amy Jian, who is a beautiful woman and does a lot of, like, sort of underwear, like, a lot of cleavage kind of modeling photos. And, you know, I name dropped, and, you know, she was interested in looking into the piece, looking into buying the piece. That never really came to fruition, but that's okay. I'm glad she liked the piece. And I probably priced it too high, but, but I didn't do that just to, like, it's half and half. It's half I wanted to make something inspired by this person, and half I wanted to see if I could gain some attention with it. And I did, from the woman herself. So that was you know, that was okay. That was nice. I'm glad she liked it. And so, you know, it's, you're trying to sort of, you know, do things for clout, you know, Instagram clout, and more followers and more likes and more attention. And sometimes that's, I think sometimes that's okay, because, you know, if you can get a one-up on the algorithm, I think you should do it. But, you know, and if you could do it in a way that, like, you know, I didn't rip anything off. I used a photo as a reference. And there's a difference in referencing things and building on things and just ripping them off. So, I don't think I could ever... I'm always looking to... Fucker. I'm always looking to, like, expand things and build on things and make things mine. And, you know, so I'm not, you know, I don't trace or whatever, and I don't, like, exactly copy anybody's art styles or anything. I don't think I ever really will, because I don't need to. You know, I have a unique voice, and I have my own things that I want to say, and I have my own ways I want to say them in. So, you know, so I'm not been guilty of that. I'm gonna go up. I'm gonna start. Is there a zombie up here? Move tree. Yeah, fuck off. Fuck off. Fuck off. Fuck off. I need to eat. I need to light the place up, damn it. So, do I have an axe? Nope. I should probably make one. So, I think copying people, like, you know, line for line, copying somebody's work is just a sign of an immature artist. Someone who hasn't found their voice, and someone who is really insecure and not yet formed as an artist, or, you know, although, you know, there are some people who get, like, really good at copying, and I follow a couple accounts, actually, because it's like, they got really good at copying this one particular style, and, you know, and it's like, hey, I've got nothing really against people who really acknowledge that they're just, you know, copying a particular style. You know, as long as they own it and, you know, don't try to claim it as their own. And it's sort of like, well, I like this person's content, so, you know, this person is giving me extra of this. You know, I'm getting more content that I like. That's a horrible way to put it. You know, that's a horrible way to put it. Content. You know, it's art. You know, it's, you know, I shouldn't be viewing art as content, but it's hard to differentiate the two these days with social media and how prevalent it is. But, you know, you see something you like on your feed and then, you know, someone else gives you more of it, you know, you're not going to complain. But I do, and I sort of feel that I would be kind of flattered almost if someone wanted to copy my style, because I've always felt that like I've never been worth copying, if that makes sense. I've never had skill worth for someone to want. I've never had the skill or the style for someone to want to, you know, copy my work and stuff like that. So I think I would also be slightly pissed off a little bit. Just like, I understand why people are mad about it, but at the same time, it's a little flattering. I mean, you're big enough and you mean enough to this person that they like you enough that they're like, okay, I want to do stuff like this person. Even though, you know, in some ways that person's limiting their creativity by copying you, and it's a sign of a very immature artist to really be. Copying. But, you know, I don't know how. I'm not against it, because, you know, people, you know, maybe that's what that person needs. Like, you're mad because, you know, why doesn't this person get their own style? You know, I've worked so hard on my style and they're just ripping me off. And yeah, I can see that. But at the same time, maybe that's what that person needs to become a better artist. Maybe they need to see the limitations of copying someone else's style. Because, you know, you can do it for so long, but, you know, what's the, you know, and you can get followers and you can get, you know, people looking at your work and stuff, but again, you're just, there's no originality. You're a ripoff. You're in someone else's footsteps. And, you know, to get beyond that, you need to make your own work and to make, you know, original work. Or at the very least, you know, take what someone else has done and, like, twist it or alter it to where it's your work now. It's not, you know, build on other people's work instead of just copying other people's work. Which, you know, some people just don't know how, you know. Not everybody goes to art school, not everybody has art classes, you know. Build up to reach this. Why did there have to be a big tree of all things on top of this? Why? But that's my thoughts on it. I would never want to, cut anybody down because they decided to copy my work. I mean, it's one thing to copy, it's another thing to post it on Instagram and, bask in the glory of work that isn't totally original. Because, you can say someone's work sucks, but, if it's original work, it's still like, yeah, there's still somewhat of a draw to it, but, like, I would rather personally have work that sucked and that was wholly original to me than great work. Well, it can only be so good if it's a copy, but have good work that, was copied from something or from somebody's style, or, and it's a total another ball game to make something inspired by somebody else, like I saw somebody post a compilation of like pictures of, artwork inspired by my style, and, that's a whole nother ball game. That's, people acknowledging, where something came from, which, acknowledgement and celebrating something that someone else created and wanting to do something, in honor of it almost. I don't understand why trees drop sticks now. Art theft. That's what they call it. They call it art theft a lot of times. And I think art theft is when someone's profiting off your art. So, I saw there was a big post about how this store took this woman's art and they printed it on a bunch of skirts and stuff, and they were making money off her art without her permission. That's art theft. I don't necessarily think copying something and posting it for Instagram clout is theft necessarily. But, people have different opinions. Now, if they copied, well, it depends on how much is copied. Like, if it is a direct trace of your stuff, or if it's just like, if it's a direct trace of your stuff and they're making money off it, then yeah, that's art theft. Or they just took the image itself and is selling it, that's art theft. But, if someone copies something, copies a style, and then tries to make money off it, I don't really think that considers art theft. Because, like, a style, style is like I don't know, it's ephemeral. It's fucking, you know. And you sort of take bits and pieces from other people's styles anyways to make your own work. You know, no work is wholly original. So if someone has a style of something, like, let's say, like, I've seen work by someone that really mimics Craig Gleason's Goons series. It mimics it, but it's not exact. I think it's just they're mimicking the style particularly. That's not, you know, that's annoying. Oh, fuck you guys. That's annoying, but if they wanted to sell t-shirts of something that is sort of their own work, just in somebody else's style, that's still kind of their own work. Like I could do a pastel that looked like, you know, black bean stuff, and it would still be, you know, my work. So, to a certain degree, so I don't consider it theft. You know, it's kind of shady, and it's, you know, copying someone's style is kind of shady. And at the end of the day, you know, you can't really do much about it, you know. Getting mad about it doesn't serve any purpose. And in my case, I would be, you know, I would feel like a real artist if someone decided to copy my work, because it'd be like, yes, finally someone recognizes my talent enough to want some of it for themselves. But I'm just a weirdo, so, you know.